Hi everyone, it's Karen on the Lake Stamper here in Grand Blanc, Michigan. How's everyone doing today? If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button, and if you like what you see, hit it twice. You'll get notifications all the time. Today is Technique Day, and I'm going to tell you, I love doing masking, and this is what I did. This is the new online exclusive, and I love hydrangeas anyway, right? And this is the Thankful Garden, and this is amazing. Okay, the Thankful Garden is a bundle, sweet, depending on what you get. You get the ribbon, you get all kinds of goodies, right? And I want to show you how to mask, because the mask does come with the suite. Obviously, you can order it separately, but the paper is absolutely gorgeous. You can even die cut these out, okay? If you don't feel like doing this, you can do this. There's some really great looking stuff in here, and gosh, which way did I open it? And I mean, there's some, I won't get them all out, but oh, this one I will get out. Look at this one. And I'm a big blue hydrangea fan. I have hydrangeas in my garden. I have them in pink, and I have them in this color here. Now, I'm going to show you how to do some really cool shading and really mix and match that, because I think it's amazing when you do that. So, first things first, we're going to use the colors that I'm going to talk to you about that I'm going to use. Blueberry bushel, all right? And I'm going to use fresh freesia. Well, I have fresh freesia as a backup, but you can use this one too. And that's a great one to use. Bubble bath and berry burst. Now, you'll notice that I did get a lighter color for the berry burst when I do my berries, when I do my flowers. And you can use, like I said, either fresh or you can use bubble bath. Okay, and then I use Granny Apple as my greens, and I used first and second generation for a couple of these. So I'll show you how to do this. First things first, get some white paper out, any kind of white cardstock you have, okay? I usually cut it down to 4 1/4. So I keep the other one as a backup in case I need to use it, because what we're gonna do is, if I like what I've done, all right, if I like what I've done, then I'm going to cut it out to 4 times 5 1/4. All right. And I'm going to put it right on this nice little A2 size cardstock that I have. This is Blueberry Bushel. And that's a card. Amazing. So this is fun to do. So get some washi tape if you've got some handy. I have some on here already. You'll notice that I didn't want to get these all clean because you can't really see them. You'll see that these are the leaves. You'll also see that these have little, like a little V here. That's where you line up your masks when you're doing this, okay? Now, you'll notice that some of the flowers are also on here, so you're going to have to kind of maybe go this way. That's still okay, because you can still line these up with that little V that I was talking to you about. So I've got my masking tape, my washi tape ready. The first one I want to do is the number 1. It also has number 1 on it, number 2, number 3. But by the time you do this, you're going to know which one's which, right? The first one is always the one that's empty. There's nothing in it, right? So what I like to do is I just want to kind of get an idea where I want this, okay? But I also want to have some room for these flowers as well. You can also do a 6x4. So don't think, if you like what you see and you want to do it more, go for it. So first things first, I'm just going to put that right there and see if I like it. I've got my little daubers right here. Handy dandy. They're all standing at attention. So I've got this scrap paper. And I do have that really nice glass plate, but what happens is it reflects the light, so I didn't want to use it. So right now, I'm just going to make sure there isn't really any color on it. There isn't. And I'm going to get my blueberry bushel out. Okay. I want this to be light, not dark. So when I'm putting this on, my little dauber, you'll see how dark it is. And I really want it to be about this color, okay? Can you see that? Yeah. So I'll do it again. I don't like that color, but I like that color, okay? Obviously, the harder you do it, the harder it's going to come out with a stronger color until it gets lighter, and then it's just going to stay light. So I get that first junky off, and I come over here. Okay, now I've lined it up. So this is where I want to have my fancy hydrangea, and it's right in the middle of it instead of being up here. Now, if you want to, we can start up here, and that might be easier. Let's just go to the side, and I'm going to line this up right about here. You'll see that there's my line, or my V, and I'm just going to stick him there, all right? So, again, let's get him ready. Light, 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 light. You'll have a little bit of a dark areas, but that's okay. It's mostly going to be light. See? You don't have to get every little nook and cranny, but that's not too shabby. Okay? So I'm going to put this little dauber back. This one is done. Yay. The other thing that we could do, since we've already got this going on and it's already here, why don't we do that and we'll turn it upside down. These little guys right here are all lined up. So why don't we do that together? So for the very first level, this is number 1, we're going to do this one in Bubble Bath. It's a lot lighter, which is great, but it still is dark when you put it on. So it's like a little blush color. And I'm just going to do it nice and light. Pretty color. You can use other things. Like I said, fresh freesia would do. If you want to use petal pink, it's not my favorite. I don't like that color. But that's perfect. It's got that faded look, which is what I like. So that's the very first level. That's number 1. All right. So number 2, and it says it right there, I know you can't see it, is going to line up with my washi tape. Now, I didn't move that washi tape. I just am getting this lined up. And then what you can do, if you're pretty new to this, you can add some more tape. You can add tape after tape after tape, because it comes right up and it's not going to ruin your card. So I'll just line this up with that little V, which is right there. And I'm just going to put a little light one, because I can always use that one again. All right. So now this one here is still going to have blueberry bushel. This one, however, is going to use petunia. All right. So I'll go back to my blueberry, and I'll get my blueberry out. And this one's going to be darker. So you can see if it's dark enough for you. And I want these to really show off. So I do want these to be darker. Okay. I also hold down the mask as well. You can tape it all the way down if you like. I don't do that myself. And then another thing is just patting it down, okay, just to get that color deeper. It's just going to show those hydrangea buds off a lot better, okay? So that's done. Now I'm going to move and get my petunia pop. And I think this is a pretty color for this. It really accents with the bubble. Okay, there's the color I want. And sometimes, like I said in the beginning, I just pat it down just to get those lines of that flower. Oh, that's pretty. Pretty, 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 pretty. Let's get this one a little bit darker here. Okay. Look at that. Now see, I moved it, which is okay. It's all right. I'm lining it right back up. And that will happen. It's not the end of the world. You see, it moved around, which is fine. And it moved right near the very end, which is fine too. So if that happens, it's not a big deal. I've already finished it anyway. So I'm just going to make sure it's still lined up with my little V right here. And then I'm going to put this last one on. You don't necessarily have to put this one on if you don't want to. I noticed that I didn't do it on the other one. We'll do it on here. I don't think it's really that necessary, but it's up to you if you want to get a little bit more detail. So we'll see what it looks like, okay? And again, and since I'm already on here and I'm already got this open, I'm just going to do, and you could do a different color. You don't have to do the same color, but I'm just going to do the same color because that'll work. And then I'm going to do blue. You could do even a darker, like a little bit of black. But I also wanted to show you that you don't have to really worry about doing all three of these masks if you don't want to. There we go. Okay. Perfect, right? Okay. Woo! So let's have the reveal here. Okay, so I'm taking these off and make sure there isn't any or too much ink on me. And look how pretty those turned out. Look at that. Even though I used the same color on that third level, it really did define it just a little bit more. So, you know, obviously you can do that. It really just highlights it. Now I could have done this one a little bit darker, but that's not the end of the world. It still looks great to me. And I'm going to move those. And now we're going to get the handy dandy leaves. Now, number one is this one because it doesn't have anything in them, right? We usually would line them up this way, but if we do that, everything's crooked. So what you want to do first and foremost is we're going to move all these pretty colors away because we don't want to use blue anymore. We don't want to use any of the pinks. All right, we're going to just use plain old Granny Apple. Okay, and then I'm going to turn this sideways. Why not, right? Let's just see if this works. And I don't know, maybe I won't turn it sideways. Let's just not turn that sideways. Let's try. I'm not going to do this one first. I'm going to do this one, which is right underneath that. And it's going to be a little bit on the blue, which is great. Okay, now I'm not going to put any tape down. I don't think I need to do that. There's only 2 of these masks, okay? And all I care about right now is this. If I did it sideways, I'd have to do more of a landscape style or horizontal style of card. And I kind of don't want to do that, so that's why I'm going to go this way, all right? So we're going to get Granny Apple. This is going to be the lighter of the 2, okay? So Granny Apple it is. Get my little dauber out. And I want it, see how dark it is? Oh, it's too dark, too dark. So this is your friend, stamping and then, I'm sorry, using your inks and trying to find that right color, okay? Once you think you found it, go for it, okay? And if it goes over the blue of the hydrangea, that's okay. Who cares? If it goes off the paper, who cares? Okay, that's perfect. Not going to worry about that. Looks good. And then I'm just going to put this one, line it up. And when there's only 2 masks, I sometimes don't, you know, but, you know, I probably should, but I didn't. So it's not the end of the world. And you're going to practice. You're going to start being a pro at these because it's so easy. So easy. Okay. So take these off. Look how pretty. It looks like a watercolor. So I missed this area. I would have liked this one to have been a little bit closer. Not the end of the world. Put a bow there. Okay. Now, when you're using this side, and it would be okay if you even wanted to cut this, but it would be kind of wonky, but you could do that. You could also add more leaves over here. Let's say you wanted to do a continuation of this leaf. I'm going to put this leaf right here, for instance, and show you. Let's do this one first. Now, this one's at an angle. So since it's at an angle, I am going to use a washi, okay? So I'm going to get my green out again. And I don't like the dark color, just really light. It's just a continue. That's why you have a 4 1/4 times 11 paper. So you can just, the leaves really add the whole dimension of the flower, okay? So the next one, I almost took that up and I don't need to, is this little guy here. And it's okay if it goes over the flower. Who cares? This one's darker. Pat it down. You can even go over the blue if you want. Perfect. And then easy. Pull this up. Now, see, I was able to extend that, which is great. It looks like it's part of it. You know how those leaves are kind of hanging onto each other? How about that? That was a good save. Okay. Now, over here, I think we should add some more flowers over here. Now that you start getting a little bit more confident, this is where you go, wait a minute. I think I could add a cluster of flowers. So let's definitely put that green away for just a second. I showed you how to do some leaves to extend and actually put into your hydrangea, right? So let's bring this little guy out again, okay? Because we've got this whole area. This will make 2 cards. If you like what you see, you may go, oh, wait a minute. I like these. Now, let's put this one like right next to it, right? Like right over here, okay? Again, it's on an angle. I want to put a little bit of tape on this so it won't move. I might even put one there, okay? So I've got one here that's handy. And that way I know, because it doesn't have, I'm not able to use that little line. I could use a line right here. Here's that little V. I could use that, but So make sure you have the right dauber. Okay, I'm going back to my very light color, and you can, again, use bubble bath. Okay, I think the bubble bath came out really pretty. And again, with your petunia pop, so that'll be next. So you just, let's see how this light color works. I like that color. It's just like putting blush on your face, just really lightly. See where you like it. And then a little darker later, but see? Nice. That's perfect, right? Now, move that. Let's get your petunia pop out, which is right here underneath, right where I left it. Okay. Always test first, even if you're not sure, okay? And always make sure you put your second mask on. So here's my that's my third mask, and it says number 3, so I'm glad I tested it. This is number 2, and I'm lining it up with the V here, and I'm gonna line it up with my angle, which is perfect. And since I'm really liking this, I don't want to ruin it. So, which is, it's always a good idea to put that little extra washi tape down. There it is, lined up, ready to rock and roll. Okay. This one will be darker. I do like to pat things down because then I know I'm getting into it. Now you could do this as a watercolor too, you guys. So it's really fun to do it as a dauber. Easy to do. And I could be a little bit darker now. Okay, last but not least, line this little guy up. And because he's my last one, I'm just going to be a pro and just hold on to it this way because it doesn't have that many areas to dauber. Let's see how that looks. All right. Look at that. That's amazing. This is what we're doing as a one-sheet wonder. One-sheet wonder to me is you're making your own designer paper. When you make your own designer paper, what happens is it's your design, you've made it, and then you can decorate your cards that way. Let's put this leaf right here. Let's see, right there. Okay, so we're going to get this out, and we're going to do Granny Apple again, but we're going to do dark, okay? And let's see which one. Ah, this is the right one. We're going to do a lighter version, okay? This is good. But I do like this leaf, okay? And knowing that I only have 2 of these to worry about, I'm just going to line this up. As you get more into this, you'll be able to go, oh, this is pretty simple to line up. But if you're new, add washi tape and you'll feel a little bit more confident until you start feeling a lot more confident. You can just do it like I'm doing it. Just lining these leaves up, you know, makes it really simple, especially if there's only 2 masks, like I said before. Look at that. That's great looking. I'm so impressed with myself. So I definitely want to get another leaf on this side. So, and you'll see my other leaf over here. But I want to, and I don't care if the leaves mess with each other, but I love these leaves. I think they look really pretty. I do want to get them right in here. And I want to have a leaf here and a leaf here, and then we're going to do another hydrangea over there. So again, you've got your green, okay? What I will do again, because it is on an angle, and I kind of want it to not move. And I'm doing this leaf here. And you could also practice, you know, if you wanted to. I just saw that. I thought, oh, you can practice too. So we're just gonna, nice and light. Don't forget this leaf over here. Again, you don't have to do every leaf. You can just do a couple of them. You don't have to do this one that's already has the pink in there. Okay? You don't have to do that. You can see that there's pink there. Nah, I want to keep that pink because it's so pretty. I'm just going to line this little guy up. And this is the darker version. Okay. So pretty, isn't it? Very peaceful to do too. If you're by yourself or something and you just want to do something, you know, a little zen instead of working out. There you go. That's gorgeous. I love this. See, it's pouring down rain right now. I mean, the rain is coming down. So this is a great time to be inside doing some water, looking like I'm doing watercolors. This is so pretty. Now, over here, you'll notice I put it upside down. I could have a beautiful slimline card right here. That's stunning. So let's do another blue. Okay, let's go back here. You're going to be a pro at this, okay? And let's put one right about here, okay? Okay, you can use the bigger ones. These daubers, the little tiny ones, are really great for the small. If you're doing a bigger one, I should be using the bigger dauber, but it's handy, so I'm going to use this one. And this gives me a little bit more control because it's smaller. It's in smaller areas, and I can just go, well, I don't know if I want to do too much and then it gets too dark. You know, I really like, see, right now it's a pretty sky blue, isn't it? I hardly put any ink on this as, oh, that's going to be even pretty. Now, see, I know that that's going to be pretty. So just make sure if it says number 2, right where that little V arrow is, then you're in the right spot. Now, I've got 3 of these masks. So I definitely want to put a little tape down. You start getting a little bit more fancy when you start using a bigger page of paper, okay? So again, we're just rocking and rolling here. So now my third and last. Okay. I didn't tape it down, so I'm just going to hold on to it. It's really good to tape it down in the beginning because you definitely, especially if you're using watercolors, you don't want that color to seep in and then go underneath your mask, okay? So when you're using a dauber, I think it's a little bit easier when you're first trying these out. They won't seep under and you'll have a little bit more success. See? Look how pretty. That's a nice light one with a dark, and so it can be, you know, it depends on which one you like. Do you like more of a blue? Do you like more of a lighter color? Now, if you don't like that and you want it to do a little bit darker, all you'd have to do is just go in with a little bit more, because it was a light color and I thought I was going to like it, but you know what? Maybe I want a little bit more blue in it. And it would stand up to time because this is nice and dark. So now you see that it's climbing up. See how that's climbing, love it. So I don't want to put the leaf upside down. Not that you couldn't, it would be fine. But I'm definitely going to use this little guy here. I'm loving these leaves right here. I want it to blend right about here, okay? I just grab something, whatever, you know. Again, your granny apple, even your lime twist, lemon lime twist would be pretty as an accent color. You know, as the first color, if you wanted more of a really light leaf, that would be pretty. I like how different leaves change, so I put a little bit of dark there, just as, you know, what the heck. Again, it's only got 2 layers, so it's not going to be too hard, but I'm going to still line this up. Okay. And I've got some washi tape handy. And I'm going to go for it here, right? Yeah. And you'll start getting more advanced. You go, oh man, that's a better leaf than that leaf. Oh man, that's even better than that one. Well, what'll happen is that you can remember that all the leaves are different. So this is not wrong. Whatever you do, it's never going to be wrong, ever. But first things first, let's put this one down. Let's put this one over here, okay? Again, right there, like where I see it. I'm just going to put a little tap on that. And if you can stay with the color for a while, like your leaves, which is granny apple is what I'm staying with, it makes it a little bit easier because you're staying with one color. Okay, and you'll notice that moved. That's okay. Because I'm using such a light color too, I was able to stop immediately and then go, okay. Just so I'm nice and even. Make sure you're doing the right leaf. Don't do that leaf. Really make this whole, oh my God, that's gorgeous. Oh, I love that. Just love that. Mwah, mwah, mwah. So pretty. So pretty. Oh my God. So pretty. I don't know if I want to cut this. It's so gorgeous. Let's do some flowers right here. Okay. The whole idea is to cover this whole page. All right. That's why I did a 4 1/4 times 11. You could actually fold this up. It would be a card and you wouldn't have to do anything. Oh, that's a great idea, Karen. Okay. This time I taped it down. Let's get rid of the green. This may be our last one here. So let's get our blues out. Blueberry bushel. Light one first, okay? Oh, shoot. Sorry, see? Glad I checked. Wrong color. Just testing you. Let's get some bubble bath out. Okay, and if that happened and it was blue, it would be a blue flower, that's all. But we've done such a great job, we don't want to mess this up, right? So I'm just gonna get this nice little pink color. And you can press a little bit harder because you know it's lighter, right? And then just do some circles around it. There you go. Perfect. It's a perfect little pink color. I love that color. And then let's take your pretty little petunia, and I'm going to go with number 2 of our mask, making sure it's 2, and it is. I'm going to line that up with that arrow and tape it down. I just want this one. And then I'm going to do a little bit of tapping and then a little bit of just a round, you know, just doing it round and round. Okay, third and last, line this little guy up and literally just tap it. I try to take them all off at the same time. Sometimes it works. Oh, I had 2 on here. Okay, 2 tapes. There we go. That is how you mask. And that is gorgeous. Now that I have everything cleared up and all the ink is closed up and we're done, now we're going to decorate, all right? Now I have blueberry bushel on this one. Very simple card, very lovely. And just a nice simple bow, right? This one, if I loved it so much, because it's 4 1/4 times 11, you could score this at 5 1/2. That would be your front. That would be your back of your card. And that would be dynamite, right? And I'm so tempted to do that. But I love it so much, I might want to do 2 cards. So I look at this and I go, okay, I want to do 4, okay, times 5 1/4. All right, so I already know that I'm going to be cutting right about here. Okay, but I also want to know I've got to cut this down to 4. So that's the whole idea about making your own design. All right, so I go in here and I'm going to cut this down to 4. I like this side. I can get rid of a leaf and that's not going to kill me, right? So I'm going to cut this down to 4. Just make sure it's 4. It's not that much. It's only a 1/4 inch. We're not losing that much. We still have the definition of the leaves. Okay. I know it's gorgeous. I know. And I want to make 2 different cards. one with the cluster of flowers and one with the 2 clusters of the hydrangeas. So I'm going to do 5 1/4 here. All right. It's going to go right there. It's going to go right there. Do I want that? Let's see. Let's see where this one lands. This one's at 5 1/4. I love this one a lot. So I like where this one's landing. I think I'm going to cut this one first. Okay. Here it goes. And I love it. I mean, love it. And this one is all, let's see. I want to get rid of a couple things here. 5 1/4. I still want some leaves on that, so I don't want to get rid of all the leaves. So I'm going to fussy cut. I'm just going to take off maybe 1/8 right up here. I'm going to turn this around, and now I still want 5 1/4. And I'm not cutting off as much of the leaves as I was before. Okay, now I have 2 cards. Amazing. With one 4 1/4 times 11 sheet of paper. Okay, instead of just getting one card, I now have 2. All right, now you don't need to put a mat behind it. It's going to have its own mat using the blueberry bushel. All right, now that's a great way to also save on cardstock. Good for us. So this one is in pink. So I think we should do, why don't we do Petunia Pop instead of doing blueberry bushel? But let's try this one and see how pretty it looks. This is just using cardstock, no paper, and we're just doing a simple little masking with some cardstock, and that's it. I'm gonna do 4 1/4 times 11, and we're gonna do 5 1/2 score. I like to score, it makes it look nice and neat. I love this way when we have the flip up for a card. I just love the way it looks. It's just me. And that's how we rock, right? So I'm just going to give it a nice burnish, move this over. Okay, I am in love. Yes, I am. Now, we're taking all these cute cards and we're going to pop these up, okay? Because these are, you don't need anything else with these because these are gorgeous. You could also make a set of note cards with some envelopes and put them in a box, and this would be a great thing for Mother's Day. I have some box ideas that are already on my YouTube. If you want to learn how to make boxes, I have one just for this size, actually. And they're gorgeous. Now, we will add some embellishments with this, and we will add some bows or ribbons, I should say. So let's just see. We did pretty good for not messing up at all. And I think, oh my God, we did fantastic. I love this one. You could frame this. You could frame this one as well. I mean, this would be pretty framed. Keep it for yourself. Great for Easter, you guys. Great for Easter. Look at that. You got 2 cards done with a half sheet of 8 1/2 by 11 paper, or 4 1/4 times 11. And you could, like I said, you could have folded this up and made one card, and it would be all flowers back and front. Because now we want to make them pretty. Now we want to put some jewelry on them. Okay. I love the hydrangeas. The last hydrangea, I had a card kit with hydrangeas. Those sold out like hotcakes. I loved them. That was a few years back. Oh my God, they were gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So we're going to put some bows on here, okay? First off, let's get some easy peasy rhinestones, just to kind of, just to kind of ad lib where you'd like to have them. I usually use the tinier ones. I do them in either 3, 5, or 7. Okay, so those are done. Now let's do some ribbon. Now the ribbon that comes with this little guy is what's it called? It's called, oh, it's fresh freesia. Okay, so I already made a bow. Now I've made a couple bows. I made one with our white. I made one with, this one's on clearance, you guys. This is that beautiful gold and blue. I just thought they would go really, really pretty with the, if you want a stronger, really, you know, cool looking blue. This is Night of Navy, but it still would go because it's in the blue family. But this one is the fresh freesia. So either I'm going to use my white. Okay, I already have my bows done. Isn't that great? Always, if you make extra bows, never throw them away because you can use them for something else, right? And this is that little tiny ribbon. Very pretty. I think I might just use that. Let's use this fresh freesia. I've got a glue dot on it. Okay. It's a very soft color. Okay. And wherever you want to put it, where the leaves are. And that is gorgeous. Now I have some ephemera. And some of these beautiful ephemera sheets, go back to some of your happy birthday ones that I gave you guys, especially if you did my kits. You should have a lot of ephemera. Definitely get those out because you can use these right on here. Look at that. Look how pretty that would be, right? The other idea is nothing at all, just a nice pretty ribbon. Or no ribbon at all. I mean, just some really pretty embellishments. And you've got some beautiful cards. Look at that. I mean, those are gorgeous. So are my ribbons. But, you know, you can just really, and this, oh, even a simple little happy birthday without anything. Look how nice that looks. So that just gives you some ideas on how to mask. Not to be afraid of it. Have some fun with it, okay? And before you know it, you're a pro, okay? And you won't even know it. And have some extra ribbons already tied up in bows, all right? Hey, have a great afternoon, all right? Keep crafting.